are two elements of the process about how long should a contracting process last and how long should contracts last. There is a necessary process to get to the point at which contracts are awarded. Too often that process gets rushed. So from designing the tender, to inviting bids, to awarding the contract, to the start-up of the contract, it's quite often squashed. And if it's squashed, it tends to mean that implementation tends to be difficult. So that typically performance at the beginning of contracts is absorbed with bringing people into the service, assessing them, doing action plans with them, making sure the accommodation works properly, making sure the support services that you need are working properly, before you can start to accelerate and to fully develop your job placement and outcome elements of what you're doing. And typically, my own view is that contracts need to be 2, maybe possibly 3 years at a minimum to actually start to get some of the efficiencies of the implementation curve that we know exist, both in the public sector as well as the private sector. What's tended to happen in the countries that have used contracting with private providers, non-profit and for-profit, over a long period of time, is they've tended to move from short-term, 1 year, and sometimes shorter contracts, towards longer-term, 2-year, 3-year, and in the case of more recent experience, 4-year and 5-year contracts. These longer contracts have the advantage of allowing the provider, encouraging the provider to invest in their staff and their services and to develop their competence and experience and expertise in working with the client group that they're processing. However, I think the evidence shows that performance improves over time, so therefore if people have longer contracts, if you awarded the contract on a sensible basis, you want to work with that provider over a period of time rather than induce short-termism and instability through short-term contracts. Those longer-term contracts, however, require good performance management and good contract management, including opportunities to have penalties if people fail to deliver the services they've been expected to deliver or whose performance is not meeting the requirements, the standards that you expect them to meet.